Author and a public speaker. He has been a member of PC Toastmasters for 8 years and has earned his Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Currently, he is working on his second DTM. Today he's presenting an educational speech entitled Practice and Rehearsal. Let's welcome Julio.
Gee, what opportunity to be here today. Do you see the moon?
Yeah.
Wow! Do you see the piano? Wow!
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. You know, it's really a pleasure to be here. Our VP of Education asked me to do an educational speech. So I've been thinking, what would be a good thing to speak about? And I talked to our president last night. I came out with a good idea. And he said, I'm going to talk about preparing and rehearsing. Do you think that he came out of the womb and played the piano?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. No, it takes a profound commitment to be able to practice. But we are not. This is not our game. Human beings are not about practice. Let me ask you a few questions. How much you practice gratefulness on a daily basis? How much we practice relationships? No, we do relationships, but we don't practice them. We do this today, it didn't work. So we try something else tomorrow. So how come it didn't work? If we were to look, we were self-observed and find out what are we doing, what are we saying, and what isn't working, maybe that was the answer. We went for a different solution. How much do we practice work? We go to work every day. But how much you practice what you're good at it? No, you do what is supposed to be done for the day. You answer the phone, you talk to customers, you send emails. But how much do you practice what you're best at? A surgeon goes to surgery every day and practice surgery. And that's what is so good about it. So I invite you to start thinking, what would it be for your speeches if we were to start practicing your speech? I'm going to give you this sheet when we finish. I don't want you to be reading this while I'm talking, so you can take it, so you don't have to take notes. So let's have a discussion. I think when you practice a speech, you write your speech and you can read your speech, notice that you have put words in there that sometimes they're awkward to pronounce, or terms that is difficult to say. And then you can notice that, and maybe you can practice just that particular sentence. How I'm going to put that sentence on the speech. Gauge your energy level. What is your, generally, in the middle of the day, if I were to say to you from 1 to 10, what is your energy level? What would it be? Some people are in number 2. Some people go to a 7-Eleven and buy those little bottles, 3 or 4 of those bottles to be able to make it through the day. Are you one of those? I hope not. Energy is something that you produce yourself. And you need to measure your energy. When we come over here, I get a lot of time to prepare my energy. I got to drive 40 miles to get here and deal with traffic. So I always can have good energy when I get here. Gauge your timing. Many times you see me, you see John Henry, we win 1 second, 7:31. We got disqualified. Gauge your time. And the thing is this, sometimes you can repeat your speech with a stopwatch and you say, well, good, I'm at 7:25, 7:20. But you didn't allow time when you have to slow down because people are laughing, or you ask a question and the answer to the question was a little longer than you expected. That put you over the time. So allow that time. When you're reviewing your speech, allow the time for those occasions during your speech. Reduce your nervousness. When you're nervous, in any situation in the world, when you're going to the dentist, okay, and you're sitting on the chair, what are you doing? I mean, I don't like to go to the dentist. That's not one of my favorite places to go. No offense, Marielle. But I haven't had to see the dentist for years. I see the person that cleaned my mouth. And as a matter of fact, she got promoted to be in a different job, and I'm the only patient in that office that she is still doing my work, because she is really a terrific person. Now let me tell you, we have talked about what I did before. I spent a lot of time with the Special Forces. Why can we do what we do perfectly? Do you know before a mission what the military does? If we know exactly where we're going to do, exactly where we're going to go, in the desert or in the ocean, somewhere they're going to build the scenario. They're going to build a house, they're going to build a building identical what our imagery is telling us what we got to deal with. And we practice, and we practice, and we practice. Many years ago, some of you remember the Iran rescue mission. They practiced when a helicopter was going to land. The helicopter is going to land in the embassy, and it was a tennis court. And it was going to land on the tennis court. And we needed to watch where the net is going to be up or it's going to be down. Because we discovered that sometimes the net was down. But if the net was up, the pilots needed to be extremely careful not to hit the net. Because they will crash the helicopter right there and void the mission. So we practice and we practice and we practice. We can do it with our eyes closed. We know pretty much everything is going to happen. So it's like a play, it's like the theater. Yes, with all the experience and the military training that we have, you put all that together, that makes a perfect mission. The same thing you can do with your speech. I'm challenging you here to do is to bring the quality of what we're doing to a little bit higher level. A little higher level. Because you got what it takes. If you can get up this early in the morning and be here every Tuesday, you got what it takes. Yes? Okay, let's talk about the rehearsal, how you rehearse for your speech. You rehearse even one time will improve your confidence in your material. If you do it only once, a lot of time we write the speech in a hurry, put the dot, and I read it, remember the next day, and I'm ready to go. If you were to rehearse a speech only one time, you will be 2%, 5% above what you could do if you didn't do it. You can rehearse for 60 hours, or you can rehearse for 60 minutes. Or you can rehearse for 6 minutes, but do something. How much time have you rehearsed in your life? A few hours, correct? And that's what you can do, what he does behind the piano. Recreate the speech setting. We are kind of used to this setting over here. But if you visit other clubs, they don't have a perfect setting with these tables and this formation that we have here. So if we change it, and sometimes we have, today we have everything in the back, you will be able to be familiar with it. Another thing, I learned this from a master. He told me that when you go to a speech, you have to mark the space. So you want to do a speech here, you walk around, you enter the door, put your stuff down, and walk around the room. You go to every corner of the room. You know how puppies and kitties and bunnies, just, they set the space? That's what you gotta do. Because when you walk around the room, you're leaving your energy everywhere in the room. Imagine that your energy is everywhere. It would be much easier to enroll the people in the room when not only the energy is going here, but the energy is already in the room when people come in. It's a really phenomenal secret. Try it. Stand up. When you're rehearsing, do not sit in front of your computer and rehearse reading your speech in the computer. It's not going to help you that much. Stand up. Let the energy flow. Stand away from your computer. Experiment with different things. The other thing you have to look is the clothing. prepare the clothing you're going to wear. If you're going to do one of those Fred type, speeches, okay, you cannot have clothes that's uncomfortable. Because you'll not be able to move. If you're going to be jumping or doing anything like that, you're not going to be able to do it if you are with some type of clothing. So all those little things that can be done, they're no big things, they're little details that really will improve your speech immensely. Toastmasters is about being a master of speaking. I will give you a copy of this so you can look. It's more information here. We cannot cover it in the time, limited time, for you to look at it, practice, and rehearse. Have a great day.